All right, well, here we go. All right. So what I really want to cover is make sure we're good there. Yep. So what I really want to cover is NFTs, why they're important, the magnitude of it, and the hack. That's it, right? So I have to tell you why it matters, because if you're watching this, you already realize in some form or another it matters. I'm going to tell you how significant it is, the zeitgeist of right now being all about NFTs, and then the hack. I'm not saying there aren't other ways to invest in NFTs, but there is no other better way than the one that I'm developing. Period. And there is no argument. I mean, there is, but let's do a Zoom call, record it, and then post that too. I'd love to. So the magnitude of NFTs are because of their utility. I mean, and not just utility, but I mean, or outside of utility, the other myriad number of ways in which we will care about them. It is a social flex. It is an admission ticket. It is a verifiable ownership on the blockchain. And once you own something, it can be anything that the creator says that it is. So if the creator says that it's an admission ticket, a coupon, a charity, a royalty, a ownership, a, a a collectible artwork. I mean, all of it does play into, and again, this is the vastness of the utility of what this is. So in Web3, as the metaverse ecosystem closes, which is what NFTs are, they are the digital asset. So there is nothing more that we need in the metaverse to now evolve. There's not going to be anything bigger or better than the NFT. The NFT will just simply evolve. That is why Gary Vee calls it the printing press of our time, because it is. Now, anytime in the infancy of a thing, kind of like in how our country was formed, it is the Wild West right now. And there's tons of scams. As a matter of fact, I get a little pissed off watching all these people saying that Gary Vee is actively involved in their NFT projects. It's such horseshit. It pisses me off. And I don't normally interact, but I have to, I do say something about being a parasite, bottom feeding, money grab, rug pull. It's bullshit. And it's such a cowardly, weak, disgusting thing that I literally want to knock hell out of these people. Or again, I'd love to do a Zoom call and record it and talk about why you're going to essentially libel somebody else. At least, I mean, I guess it's because it's positive, you can't sue them, or maybe you just don't give a shit, or I don't know. I don't care. It's just bullshit. Do it the right way. Don't do it at all. But again, it's the Wild West. So you have these outlaws that are gunning down, watch 1883, gunning down, our settlers, heading out to what hopefully is a prosperous life in the NFT world. And you're going to have all of, the horrors that come with traveling to the coast being NFTs. Okay. So then it's like, then you have to look at your own philosophy, right? I could day trade NFTs right now. I feel like I could probably make 10 grand a month, but I'm not day trading at all. I'm holding long term. That's very important when you're listening to sources as to their approach to the NFT project. And another thing about landscape, is, and philosophy is, you should be able to cut through who knows things and who doesn't know things. I mean, every time someone tries to sell me something, if I don't catch at least 3, 4, maybe just one extraordinarily exceptional point, I bring it back to them and say, you're literally using the definition of the word to define the word, right? You're literally just telling me, all these generic terms that actually don't give me any kind of value or meaning. So watch that in your NFT projects. I mean, it's going to be the same redundancy, right? You're going to talk about the creator, vet the creator. You're going to talk about the community, vet the community, their activity, right? And then how do you do that? So then we're going to talk about the things that we use and which the platforms we use and which to weigh and measure the who's who and the what's what and what you should be investing in. So let's see. All right. So the hack for me, the only hack in all of NFT land, this is the very crux of this video. There's only one hack you need to literally, I would say, make 6 figures. I'd say you could probably become a millionaire with it, but you got to be active. You got to be doing it. You got to be working it. You got to be, getting better, intuitive, becoming the Swiss Army knife yourself of what you're doing. But, I think that anybody that invests $50,000 right now is going to be six figures in 5 years. I do believe that. I would even argue that, because if Gary Vee is my hack, then what if Gary Vee dies is question number one. Well, what happens when a rock star dies? I mean, your values go up, and over time, and this is the big thing about Gary, and this is something that again, this is about me vetting them to you, right? Because I have to vet Gary first. You have to believe in him before you can believe in what he's doing. But there should be some buzz about him. If you don't know who he is, it's very easy to figure who he is out. But let's get into the very basics. Oh, what are the very basics? I had a thought there. I lost it. Moving on. Gary Vee is the Michael Jordan of all of what's happening right now. But instead of throwing a basketball through a hoop, which I'm not degrading it or dismissing it, but I don't really care if Michael Jordan had business advice for me. It's irrelevant to me, right? Gary is the entrepreneur of our times. That's where I was going with that. Gary is, he can foresee the consumer's demand, need, want, and where they're going to put their dollars. And he's a good guy. And in the end of the day, for me, that does matter. It absolutely 1000% matters. So let's back up. Gary Vee. I read Titan. It's JD Rockefeller biography. It's probably the most recent one. I didn't want to read it because I don't respect that form of oppression to make your billions. But I read it because, it's kind of like Art of War stuff. I mean, he wasn't a moron. He just didn't maybe have a good soul. No, a good heart. We all have good souls. So, but the thing I love in Titan is when the author says, not only was Rockefeller, like many men, self-made, he was self-invented. Gary Vee is the first self-invented person that I have seen in my lifetime. And I would put that up against the Pepsi challenge of other billionaires or whoever the heck you admire. But Gary Vee is self-invented, and he's proven it time and time again. He's literally intuiting the next demand of the consumer, but he's doing it in such a way that the way he does it is as important as him being financially correct. He's showing you how you can become a millionaire and keep your soul and heart intact, and honestly, how you can help others become millionaires as well. So that's why I love him. That's why but that's not why he's the hack. Okay. That's just vetting him a little bit as to why he matters and why he matters to me. But he is the hack because, unlike Jordan, like right now, right? He got away from Nike, has his own brand, sells probably in the billions of dollars, shoes, merchandise, whatever. Gary Vee is the Michael Jordan of entrepreneurship, of NFTs, of the digital age, of what's coming tomorrow, of consumer demand, of everything that actually is about money. And he's doing it in a way that is respectable and admirable, right? So I went back, I listened to Gary starting about 3 years ago. I met him once. I invested in Facebook when he told me to, so I put my money where my mouth was. I started buying his products, his collectibles, whatever, just to kind of start and of course his business. I mean, what he helped me do was really turn my company from successful to hyper successful with endless possibilities for the future. So, but then it allows me to jump into where I'm at now, which is essentially foreseeing the future for my own core business and to understanding what NFTs are and diving headfirst into them. But once again, let's get back to why. So he launched his own NFT project. His own NFT project is killing it. He's got sub projects within those projects, and he's tied to all of these incredible ways in which to not only make himself money, but make others money as well. So he starts these core companies, for example, Empathy Wines. He started Empathy Wines and he sold Empathy Wines, right? But then one of his very first collaborations, if no, his first was Staple Pigeon, but or close to. And then he, with Empathy Wines, does an Empathy Elephant Cabernet that was the first essential NFT physical collab with an outside company. So, so he does collaborations with companies that he starts. Then he did things with Pepsi. He's done things with Budweiser. He's pushed them into the NFT world. And, like, for example, Pepsi's NFTs, they did 1,936 free ones. And those currently are trading around 1 Ethereum, maybe 0.6 or 7. I don't know, but anytime something is free, and now it's worth 1,500 to 2,000, pretty good stuff. And you should look at the activity on that. It's fascinating. So he has his own original project, V1's, VFriend 1. He did this thing called Book Games, and Book Games is on it's on a different platform, but again, these things have value, and they're all collaborations, and they all tie from the physical world to the digital world. And it's all essentially just showing you that he has his hands in every possible way in which his NFTs will have value. Everything you can imagine. He is at the tip of the spear of converting NFTs into everything that they should, can, and will be. He's doing it, and he's doing it in so many ways, on so many fronts. It's unbelievable how far ahead he's at already. This is how he's going to buy the jets. Anyway, so then what do we do? How do we get down to it? How do we start actually investing in these NFTs, and what can we do to get us better and more comfortable in the NFT world, right? And lastly, let's jump into let me jump back. You're going to own an NFT whether you want to or not. You are passively going to be involved in the NFT world. There's no question about it. It's going to happen. Your admission tickets, NFL games, concert tickets, tickets all the way to, I mean, everything is going to be an NFT. So you can't say like, I'm never going to own a cell phone. The internet is a fad. Silent movies are going to last forever. Like, you can't deny the evolution of a thing. So get over your NFT, whatever it is. You're going to own one, like it or not. That's your passive form of ownership. So at least understand them, okay? The next one is investing. Investing is your active role in NFTs. That's what I've been doing a lot of since May, coming up on a year. I own 70 something of them, and the bulk of them either tied to Gary Vee or something that Gary Vee has endorsed or been a part of, or in some way blessed. But keep in mind the way he invests, sometimes it's just helping a person out and doing, like third, fourth, fifth, sixth tier forms of financial success. It's not always his primary goal is to get an ROI, or at least a financial ROI on an investment. So keep that in mind. The last one is to create your own, right? I mean, creating your own is, what did I put down? That's you're fully engaged, right? You're fully engaged in the NFT universe. And there are ways in which to do it. There are, I think you go back to the core of what you love and what you believe in, and what you, can evolve from, what you really feel deep down, because this is going to be a marathon. If you create your own and really make it something successful, it's going to be a labor of love. So what do we do in the day-to-day? If we're, first of all, you got to vet Gary and pay attention, get in the NFT universe. They're using his name, they're abusing his name everywhere they possibly can, because Gary is the voice of the NFT. So let's keep it real simple. Number one, get into the Gary Vee, the VFriends Discord. I don't care if you do anything other than within the VFriends Discord, which means you're going to download this app, or you're going to get online, you're going to figure it out, you're going to get on the Gary Vee Discord, and you're just going to sit here every single day and go through and look at his posts, period. That's all you have to do. If you do nothing else, do this. It will send you to Twitter. It will put you on some audio Discord stuff. It's going to do all kinds of information gathering. It's going to help you in so many ways, and it's going to give you the pulse and feeling of, who Gary is, what he's all about, what the community is all about, how they're backing him. The Gary Vee message tracker is a key to NFT investment and understanding them, period. Okay. So after that, you want to dive in, you want to start learning about NFTs specifically. I wouldn't listen to anybody else. I don't give a rat's ass what anybody else says. Doesn't mean I don't think that there's other methods and methodologies. I'm sure there is. But how the hell do we vet them all? How, when there are a million moving parts, do you simplify it down to something you can follow, track, understand, and most importantly, believe in? And that's why there is no other answer than this. There's no better. Let's go that way. All right. So the next thing to do would start to be like going through podcasts. Now, I would used to send you to the Gary Vee audio experience first, but now I would not do that. I'm sending you to props and drops first. And I literally, if I was anybody getting into this, I would go to see all. Always allow blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure. So I would start at the very beginning. I would start at the very beginning because when you do that, you get, man, you know what? This is ridiculous. I'm not doing any of that crap. You'll do it yourself. I'm not doing it. No, cancel. Get out of my face. You're done. We're not doing this. Going back. Very good. Props and drops. So go to props and drops, right? Now I'm not trying to bash Mr. Kalish because honestly, I love listening to that guy. He is awesome. Like, I see why Gary hooked up with him, and I love listening to both of them, and honestly, anybody they bring on that show. But to be clear, in props and drops, no offense, Mr. Kalish, if you want to understand NFTs, understand that every single episode, so you now have 16 episodes where, let's see, this one's 56 minutes. I would say at least 30 minutes is on NFT projects. So what you would do, what I would do, go all the way back to the very first one, start listening to NFT projects, have a notepad, write things down, write down projects that they like. At the same time, while you're listening, be on your computer and be, I would be on OpenSea, right? Oh, sorry. I would be on OpenSea here, and I would be searching these collections and looking at where they're at and what their performance is right now. OpenSea is one you're going to be on. So I don't know why I'm so popular right now. So right now, Gary Vee on Discord, Gary Vee message tracker. So you want to be on Discord. You want to have an OpenSea account, okay? You want to have a MetaMask wallet. Don't deviate from this, because this is, if you're going to follow the Gary Vee path, then MetaMask is what you want. Be on OpenSea, get active with the things that he's using, because that way the tutorials are going to matter much, much more. I mean, even right now, you should be following him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook. And if you are, there is a how to invest in NFTs, a very simple step-by-step process. I'll put it somewhere in the actual, the YouTube, whatever the heck, details, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, next thing. If you're going to dive even deeper and you want to get into Gary Vee himself more, then the Gary Vee audio experience. Again, if you want to skip through some of this stuff, just go to anything that talks about NFTs. Now, some of this is going to be his props and drops carryover, but others is going to be some good stuff. So just look for the words, letters, NFT, and jump into those episodes and just listen to those. Okay. So then the last thing I would absolutely do, another source of data, like you're going to find so much helpful information, is the VeeFriends website itself. It talks about the book games or the other NFTs that he has. It's telling you, how his core VeeFriend collection is performing. And then it tells you, what's going on, the highlights, everything. I mean, VeeFriends might be the place where you want to start first. Probably is, but I think everything backwards, upside down, inside out. That's why I'm terrible at this without some sort of a script. So here's the thing. What am I doing? I own, let's see, I own 76 VeeFriends, or 70, no, I do not own 76 VeeFriends. I own 76 NFTs. So all of these NFTs have something to do with Gary Vee. At least 90% of them. Some things I went out on my own and did my own thing to learn, to understand. Some of them I actually bought and didn't know he was behind them. I don't think. Others I bought because someone he promoted said, this guy here promoted these here. So what the heck, I just jumped in, bought one, had fun with it. I've invested in the things that he's talked about. I've invested in his collaborative. He did like 4 projects where he was collaborating with some others. I've gone into their projects and got purchased off of them. He's done collabs. So I've gone to the artists that he's collab with, bought from them. These are things that he's promoted, other things that he's promoted. And then lastly, we get into, the core VeeFriend investment. So I have 4 core VeeFriends, and that's one methodology of investment. But to get in on the floor, right now, the floor price of a VeeFriend, a VF1, is going to be, let's see, floor price is 12.9 Ethereum. So the floor price is this little feller here, or no, actually it wasn't, because that's not for sale. I apologize. Let's go back. Let's go buy now on the OpenSea project or marketplace, 12.979. Well, if you look at what 12.979 Ethereum is, that's 38 grand. I don't know if the novice investor, even if you have 38 grand to invest, that you're going to be ready to dive into that. And that's understandable. I wouldn't argue that that's something that you would want to do here on day one of your venture into this. So what I have done personally is I'm now more and more just investing in Gary's project specifically, or Gary projects that he is absolutely promoting behind, jumping into being a part of. So that's where I'm at. I feel like I have a decent basis. And really what I'm doing is price pointing you. And, when they on props and drops, they talk about every week, what should I buy? What should I buy? What should I buy? Tell you the truth, I wouldn't buy anything that wasn't related to Gary Vee. And I probably wouldn't buy anything related to Gary Vee that wasn't actually got the V name on it. But that's where I'm at. That's what I believe in. Understand, I am like Morpheus, though, and Gary Vee is Neo. Or perhaps Gary Vee is, I'm not going to say Trinity, but the NFT is Neo, right? It depends on they're both Neo. It just depends on the context. Anyway, not going there. So but when it comes to investment, when it comes to hyper profitability and the fun of it, the feeling like you're a 10-year-old kid on Christmas morning kind of feeling versus buying pork bellies, like that shit is annoying as shit. The stock market is boring as shit. Like, I get that you can make money and returns and all other stuff, but that's not even fun. It's like going deep sea fishing and the guy reels it in for you, which is how that works. That ain't fun. I want to land the fucking fish. So this is my landing the fish. And yeah, I'm not being reckless or whatever, but I do have an understanding of how this works and why. Why is this easier for me? And why is stock market difficult or really uninteresting? Well, I know why it's uninteresting, but why would it be more difficult? Because the evolution has yet to take place. When the stock market was born 100 years ago plus, that would have been a great time to get into the stock market, because you could do your own research and your own investing strategies and your own everything. And then you would learn more and more and more as you went along. See, here, that's not the case today with stocks, but it is the case with NFTs. You're at the very beginning. You're at the infancy. So it's not as hard even now, after essentially a few years of them being rising to relevance, are they that difficult now? Right? But what's coming tomorrow? What's the next day? What's the future? I probably don't even own the best NFT I'll ever own. And I own a gift code, which I think is the best NFT in the world right now. Genuinely, I truly do. We can get into that later, probably another video, although this one is already running so damn long, it's pathetic. But hopefully you're staying with me. There's a lot to cover. So here we are. Now, when it comes to investment, then it's about price points. So if we're getting into price points, then, all right, the next price point item that I would be investing in is the mini drops, right? So the VeeFriend mini drop is a subcategory of VeeFriends where Gary has done different VeeFriends. Now look at the total items. There's 1,200 items total that exist in the VeeFriend universe. Only 36 are for sale, and that's the same thing with this VeeFriends one. Did you notice? If you notice, there are 10,000 and something of them. There are only 300 in the market. There's a reason for that, and it's not because we love his artwork. No offense, but this is why, because they're not something that's going to devalue. Now, I'm not going to dive into the meanings of different ones of these. I just want to talk about price point. But you can see now, if you want to buy a VeeFriend related NFT, the 1.2 Ethereum, now you're getting into $3,500, which is way less than $35,000. So, and you got to watch these things, man. They can drop. I've gotten some decent deals, and I own like 3 of the. Well, you know what? I can show. No, I'm not going to show you. It doesn't matter. I got one of these because of the gift goat. I got one of these because of the gift goat. I bought 2 more of the same thing, just different colors, because I believe in firsts. And I also like the price point. And then I went and bought this hair, which is his first 3-dimensional NFT. So Gary's first NFT that's 3-dimensional, that's on his, with his name on it, is this. So I bought the higher end ones, and I bought this one, and I bought a gold one. So, and the reason behind that is, I like the price point better. It's just kind of where I'm going. It's my path. Yes, I suppose I could scrape together 38,000 and buy another floor V1, but I like this game. One of the things that I learned as I'm doing this, because the infancy of the NFT world is you get to learn things that actively and in real time and in the real world, you get to learn these incredible things. Like, I bought those hairs, the self-aware hair. I bought them, and part of it was created and established the market demand, right? Like, it created the price points. As soon as I did what I did, it did go on like some of the different pages and stories and stuff like that. But like Gary's story or VeeFriends Instagram, like it goes on their stories, and I don't even know how to pronounce his name, apologies. All that went on there. So they're telling the world this is what somebody bought this for, and I bought the first one. Only 3 have sold. There's only 55 of them though. There's only like 5 more on the market right now. I bought the green one, which is an epic. It has 2 of them. I bought 1 of them for 3.99, and then the gold one came up but I bought it for 3.99, but I bought Ethereum when it was dirt cheap. So I look at it as what I actually spent versus what it cost, what it looked like to the world at the time of Ethereum's value. But that's just how my brain works, right or wrong. But it justifies it when something of more rarity sells for less. So anyway, one that was even more rare, the gold one, it came up. I paid even right about the same price for it, but it actually was less. But what am I doing? I'm messing with the marketplace. I'm messing with markets, right? Like, I kind of changed it. I grabbed it up. So now these things are going up higher. Like, the price for more rare ones has gone up by like half of an Ethereum over what I paid, because now I'm starting to establish value. And honestly, rarity is a big one for me, and first is a big one for me. So for me, there was no reason not to jump into that. Now, if 3,500 is still crazy, which is completely understandable that it is crazy, then you can get into the book games. And I did these kind of a rough value. So I own all these. Now, see, again, we're talking about ways NFTs work, and they work in such a infinite number of ways that Gary can literally do whatever he wants with them. So he wrote a book, and every 12 books you buy, you can see them here, right? I own like 100 of them still. I'll give them all away. I'm still giving them away. When people come over, they get to take a book. I have stacks in my living room. I do a presentation, they take a book. So he comes up though, he writes this book, and every 12 books you buy, you get one free NFT, a book game NFT, right? Just an NFT, just call it an NFT. That's all I care. That's all you should care about right now. It came up with an NFT. So then after this, I ended up getting 9 NFTs and spent about 27, I don't know, 25 bucks a book times 12 times 9 is the answer. But I spent in the 2,000-3,000s. Hell, I don't remember. But I went and evaluated them. So these are actually them, right? I have 12 because I bought 3 for a buddy. He already has his. I just have to send them to him once he's all set up. And then my inventory, this is just the actual marketplace. So really it's the same presentation, but here's where I can actually buy and sell these. So having said that, 0.22 gets you into, and I have to admit, I don't really mess with these at all. I've been so into my own thing that, I don't even actually pay much attention. So I'm going to go with price low to high. And let's see here. That's not price low to high. Actually, it is. We'll do it in Ethereum. There we go. So if I want to get into the book game, right? So again, I'm talking about price points. So I was talking about the VF1 floor is, 38 grand is your floor to get into VFriend 1, right? You've got your mini drops, 3,500 to get into that. And then you've got these book games. Well, last time I checked, 0.22 was the floor for any of them, the floor price of any NFT in the project itself. Just it's the floor. So right now the floor is 0.30. So that's just getting in at the very, at the very, very lowest price point, jumping in, 0.3 Ethereum is, the cheapest way to get into that. And let's just, I don't even know what's the price of Ethereum. We'll just say 3,000. So I'm just gonna not say something stupid. $900. So $900 gets you into the door of owning something with the V name on it. That's what I would recommend. That's what I would do. There's a lot more to it though, and $1,000 is still $1,000. I have my own strategies, but I've actually done whatever money I spent. The last I checked, the valuation of the 9 that I own was worth around $12,000. But I haven't even gotten into the book games. I haven't even looked into them. I'm not messing with them because honestly, there's a flurry of everything going on around me. It's a whirlwind. And right now, book games is a secondary importance to me because I'm into other, I'm trying to understand the NFT to the point where I could create my own and really essentially create a pitch to sell it to someone else if I want to bring in other parties to do it with me. So that's it. That's everything. Gary is the absolute hack. He is the Michael Jordan of entrepreneurship. He is the Michael Jordan of applying, soft skills to business, kindness, empathy, intuition, self-awareness. Like all of these things are what makes your work enjoyable and fulfilling and not that endless chase of the dollar. And then, everything he's got his hands into. So he is he's creating what NFTs are going to be, what they're not even yet already, what he foresees them to be tomorrow. So he's already looking to tomorrow, and he's already miles and miles ahead. So there is no better source. And the reason you know this and how you vet this as an individual who's trying to figure out the vastness of what NFTs are, the biggest thing is all of this information I'm giving you is free. Hours and hours and hours of investing information. And I mean good stuff, not me babbling and mumbling and changing and going, starting 14 stories and any, not this ramble, but concise, precise, tactical, surgical data. The man he's a steel trap in his head. He does more before 10 a.m. than I do in a week. So keep all that in mind. This is your guy. If you want like your grandpa to sit you down and to tell you how life is, he is kind of like that guy when it comes to sitting you down and telling you what NFTs are and their importance in your life, because they're going to be part of your life no matter what, right? I just watched Charlie Chaplin last night, and he talked about how, he didn't believe in the silent movies going to sound. Well, he didn't because he didn't want to change. It is not and of course we do all this beautiful justification, all these beautiful things about how, we don't believe in this. It's just not, it's bullshit. It's inevitable change. It is the printing press of your life. There is no arguing it. I don't have to be right. I don't care about being right. That's not the relevance of the conversation. I want as many people to understand it so as many people can benefit from it, because it is fun. It is exciting. There is a lot of money there. There's also a lot of pitfalls. There's a lot of bullshit. And this is your guy to get you through all that. He's going to explain to you how you get scammed. He's going to explain to you how you invest. He's going to explain to you how to set up the platforms. He's going to explain to you what's coming tomorrow. He's going to tell you what's going on right now. He's going to give you everything you possibly can. It's insane. Like, I have to do a better job explaining this to people, because it's almost like I'm going around knocking on doors, like, and everyone thinks I'm crazy. Like they think I'm nuts. It's once you wrap your mind around what an NFT is, what it will be, and what we've not even yet conceived of what it's going to be, there's going to be an aha moment. There's going to be this moment where you finally get what it actually means. And then it's going to change the way you see business, the social flex, social platforms, the whole thing. Nothing is exempt. It's fascinating, or it's terrifying, but it's only terrifying because of lack of knowledge and understanding and not having the right person to go to. Gary Vee is the hack. I don't care if you do 1/10 of what I just said. I don't care if you shut this off 15 minutes ago. This is it. There's nothing better. There's nobody better that's going to help you more genuinely with his whole heart for you to find happiness, success, fulfillment, and dollars than Gary Vee, period. And he fades out. Where are we at? I don't even, oh, I'm over there. All right.